issues and attitudes. We're today going to talk to the Coles County Fair. We have in the studio, well, first of all, we're going to introduce our new co-host for the summer. Jackson Probst is going to be here. But how you doing, Jackson?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Jeff?
And Jackson hails from T-Town.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
He'll be here, so he's going to try to get a feel for the show. Today we have Mark Grant.
How you doing?
Welcome, Mark.
Thank you.
And Mr. Tom Niemeyer.
Yes, thank you.
Tom, move on up to that mic a little closer, or pull that closer to you. Tom is the secretary of the Coles County Fair Board, and Mark, what's your position on
I'm
that?
the president this year.
You're the president.
First year, new president in 19 years. Isn't that right, Tom?
That's correct.
Well, I guess before we get into like all the stuff that's that's going to happen next week at the fair, you guys have really had a little bit of a bad run of luck lately. You had a tragedy just last week or so with the horse barn fire. So give us an update of where we stand on that.
Well, we're just now. They started cleaning it up today, so it shouldn't affect the fair in any way. We'll have it all cleaned up by Wednesday, and it was a terrible, terrible tragedy. We lost horses and the life of a dog, so that was terrible. But everybody's been so great. We've had great outpouring from the community, overwhelming. It's it's great to live in Coles County, you know, with such good people that want to support us and see the fair do well.
Where were you, Tom, when you found out about the fire, and what was your initial reaction?
I was at home and I got the phone call that the horse barn was on fire, so I headed to Charleston.
And when you got there, what things were going through your mind? It's got to be just unreal.
There was fire trucks everywhere, emergency vehicles. They were in the process of putting the fire out.
Okay. So we'll be ready. The fair starts July 27th. The other bit of news, Tom Jones, who used to do this show forever, it seemed like the first 18 years, Tom was our guest to talk about the fair, recently passed away. Just talk about Tom Jones's legacy and what he meant to the Coles County Fair over the years.
Well, you could go ahead, Tom. You've been on the board longer than I have.
Tom was just a fixture at the fair. Him and Gloria did lots of jobs, worked tirelessly every year, all year long, actually. They just didn't work Fair Week. They were there just like the rest of us, making it work.
Anything you want to add on that one?
Well, he did a really good job keeping the fair in the black, and, and so that we could have our fair. But all the directors, we're really blessed to have a really good set of directors that help us out quite a bit.
When you think about the fair, you're being the first time fair president. Tom, you've been around for a while, but this year with the tragedies and everything happening, the water crisis in Mattoon, do you think that maybe the challenges are behind you? We can just get ready for the fair. Do you hope?
Oh, hope so. Yeah.
We'd hope that for sure.
So let's talk about the fair. What we usually do is we just kind of go down day by day and talk about the different events, and then we'll get into some more details as we go on. But it all kicks off July 27th with the pageant, so talk about what that is and all the times and stuff like that.
Yeah, we have our ribbon cutting at noon that day, and the fair pageant is that night. So we have Little Miss, Junior Miss, and Miss Coles County will be picked that night. And that starts, I'm trying to look, it starts about 5:30, I believe, or 6.
Okay. As you move on, I know that the first Monday night, is which I believe is July 28th, is one of the highlights. Is that the first night of harness racing is always a big event. So talk about that, Mark.
That's the Twilight Harness Racing. We have a good crowd, and that's when we'll notice the lack of a barn. But we're glad we have a couple really nice other barns that we're going to put some, some temporary stalls in, and hopefully we'll have enough room for the other horses that come in for the race. And I think that starts at, started at 7, Tom?
7, I believe, yep.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I was going to pull Jackson, and Jackson had at least one or two questions he wanted to ask you guys.
Yeah.
So go
Yeah,
ahead,
so
Jackson.
sorry, I just couldn't pull. Okay. So what is like, how early do you guys start like planning for the next Coles County Fair? Because I know there's like, what is like the decision making behind, like, how early do you guys typically start this?
We start a year ahead.
yeah,
Okay, like immediately after the next one gets over with, or just like, yeah.
immediately afterwards.
Okay, yeah.
We
While
have,
the other one's going on, we're even planning,
Yeah.
aren't we, Tom? Like
That's
what we
right.
can change and what we need to.
Gotcha. And what's like some of your like the first things you think about when like preparing for the next one?
Bring that mic over
Oh,
there.
yep.
Well, it's just trying to make sure that we're just always constantly trying to make things a little bit better. If something wasn't quite right or we had a little glitch somewhere, we all try to keep track of what we need to do, and then we bring it to the board. We have a discussion about it at the meeting, and then we try to figure out a solution, and and go from there.
Now, do you take notes like during the week? So you,
I'm always taking notes and figuring out what we need to do next. And
do you have an example? I mean, to pick your brain a little bit, like something you saw last year that you said, we got to do this better this year?
well, I had a little bit of a glitch on the gates. I run the gates, and so each director has their division that they stay within, and mine happens to be the gates. So we had a little bit of a mix-up with the gates on Monday, Wednesday night with harness racing. We park in the infield, so we tried to figure out a better way to, we just have to coordinate between the gates at the infield and the gates, that let the people in. And when there's a 2-minute pause because we have a race. So I'm just trying to figure, we just need better communication. It's like, you're going to have to wait 2 minutes and then go from there, so.
Tom, when you've been on the fair a long time, talk about like what people when they come to the fair, their expectations. You got to make them better every year, so it's just so you get the repeat numbers.
Well, we have a new carnival this year, and people's asked for that for a long time, and now we have a new carnival coming. So, excuse me, that's exciting for this year.
Now, who is it, and what made you choose them? Do you know?
It's Connor Amusements. They're a family-ran organization. The gentleman that runs it, really, really personable guy, came and talked to us, real open and honest with us. We have to have a good relationship with whoever we have working on the fairgrounds. So, it's kind of more family friendly. They sell armbands earlier, and then every night there's going to be an armband night. So it's just not on a few nights a week. It'll be every night.
And when do they start pulling in with the carnival?
Well, probably Saturday.
Yes, Saturday sometime. They're coming from Paris, Edgar County, so they're there for this week, and so they'll be over.
Check them out in Paris this week.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, save your money and come to Coles County.
You are that too. Tom, there's the salesman there. We each have a quota for the day's over. July 29th on Tuesday is the truck and tractor pull. Always one of the highlights of every fair. It seems like people are just fascinated with truck and tractor pulls. Talk about that if you can, guys.
Well, it is. It brings in a big crowd. Always has. Probably a little less than it was 5-10 years ago, but it's still a big crowd, and it excites everyone. We have local pulls, and I'm not sure which night, whether it's Tuesday or Thursday, and then we have the local trucks, and that's a big night when you have the local trucks.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A really loud night. Bring your ear protection. It's amazing what those trucks and tractors can do.
That time you did say something interesting. It's not quite as big as it used to be, is there?
I don't think the crowd's as big as it used to be, but not an answer for that. It's still a good crowd. It just isn't what it used to be as far as there are so many tractor pulls anymore.
Yeah, and then on Wednesday it's free general admission for the Twilight Harness Racing. So that's always a big night as well, right?
Yes.
And then Thursday, July 31st, again, that's another truck and tractor pull. There's also stuff going on during the day at the fair and food and all that stuff. So talk about what people can expect maybe during the day before we get to that final weekend.
Down in the 4-H Center, there's something going on starting Sunday when all the livestock moves in, and then there's showing of the livestock, and then the big auction on Thursday night. The kids get to sell the one animal, so.
Aren't you the one who made the initial bid last year to get it going? Was that you, or am I thinking of another year?
To get what going?
To get the big auction going? Was that you?
Well, I bought the watermelon the last few years.
Okay, I knew there was something. So talk about that and why you do that.
Well, that money actually half goes to the 4-H kids and the other half goes to the fairgrounds for maintenance and stuff. And if I recall, I think I gave $2,500 for the watermelon last year, and I bought the watermelon first at the county market and brought it. So I actually bought it twice.
Wow.
But the kids that ate it said it was really good watermelon.
Yes, it was a $2,500 watermelon plus, if you think about it.
Well, and then another thing that we've added on this year, we have a scholarship. We're giving out 4 scholarships, and they're 4 $500 scholarships to any youth in the county, livestock, or doesn't have to be livestock, agriculture. They just have to apply, and then we're going to actually give out the scholarships this year at the auction.
Oh, cool.
So that's something new. And
is that for just Mattoon, Charleston, Coles County students?
it's
Coles County.
Yeah, anybody.
Okay, cool. And I'm sure on your website or something, all that information is available.
Yes, there is.
We get into the weekend. I know Friday, the Demolition Derby is Friday, August 1st. That used to always be the biggest event of the year, but I know in the past, as we talked to some of the, Mitch and Tom in the past few years, it was tougher to get people to come to the Demolition Derby because They just don't make metal cars anymore. Is that still an issue, or do you still think you'll have a big turnout?
Well, go ahead, Tom.
We're going to have a big turnout because we had somebody give us some big money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for prizes. So we're looking for way more cars than we've had in the last, don't you think, Mark?
I would assume we'll have 100 cars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it'll be a big event. We had a solar company that donated $8,000. So we put that towards the purse, and now it's up to 16,000.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and so now we have a lot of interest, and I'm sure it'll be a huge event.
Are there certain rules for entering a demo car? I mean, I've never done it.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different classes and different rules, and I'm not really that well versed on the demo part of it. I think there's limited welds, and there's
Wired. And,
there's yeah.
And then there's the professionals, I call them, because they've got a souped-up engine. It's not just a regular engine. But
They do the circuit, right? They just do fair.
yes,
fair after
oh,
fair.
absolutely, yeah.
So that is, I believe, that's Saturday night.
Friday
night.
Friday
August
night,
1st.
yeah.
Yep.
And then Saturday night's the other big one. That's the PBR, the Professional Bull Riding. Talk about that and what we can expect on Saturday, August 22nd at the Coles County Fair.
Well, the biggest thing, it's a memorial bull ride for Tom Jones.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Yes, sure is.
And that's the first. This will be the first time it's been named after him, correct?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
So take us through the process of doing that on behalf of Tom and what he's meant to the fair. I mean, was it an easy choice, or?
Well, Tom, I think Tom started the bull riding. Isn't he the one that
Yes.
started it?
Yeah, Tom was the one that always contacted Rural King, and Rural King's been very generous to fund the bull ride every year. Tom is on a first name basis with the guy, and he stayed connected with them, and he stayed connected with Rural King, and he's made it go. And this is maybe the 12th or 13th year.
Yeah, it's
I
been a
mean,
long time.
nothing ever goes that long with a full grandstand, and it's a full grandstand every time.
Every night.
Are there any music nights or music performances this year?
There is not. We tried Jake Maurer 3 times. We tried him twice on a Monday night, and we tried him on the Saturday night last year. And
And he just played Mattoon recently
yes,
too.
yeah, and he's great entertainment, but we just cannot draw a crowd with music.
Okay.
Just can't.
And that's really weird because right now in Coles County, there's a lot of music events that are doing well. But
Yeah.
Maybe they're-
We will have local bands that play on the side stage though every night. There'll be there's a band from Oakland called Doom to Work. Ramsey Hunt. They'll be playing one night. There'll be Aiden's band. I was trying to think of the name of it. They'll be playing Saturday and Monday night.
And then there's a band Wednesday night. There's
Yeah.
several bands on our side. We call it the side stage, and the side stage is by the art
Really
hall.
good bands. They play. Yeah.
Okay. And then on the fair will wrap up on Sunday, August 3rd. You have carnival rides. You also have law enforcement canine demo. Talk about that.
The canine demo is very interesting. If you've never been out to watch those dogs, it is well worth your time.
And it's free.
Absolutely, and it's free. Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah.
it fits my budget. Then.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll probably pay $2,500 to get into it. But.
yeah.
It is amazing what the dogs can do. And it's they always put on a really good show.
Jackson, I'll put you on the spot. Got anything you're thinking on over there? Our new co-host. I'm
I
trying-
actually, I did have something. So, like, end of the summer, I always like there's a crap ton of fairs like happening, like Effingham County Fair, Champaign County Fair, and Coles County Fair. Do you guys typically like communicate with like directors of like other counties to not have your fair be the same time as like another fair, or like how does that situation work?
Well, I mean, everybody, they don't want to be on top of each other. There's a certain time when Champaign is on top, I call it on top of us,
Yeah.
same week. But pretty much the fairs are spread out to where they're not on top of each other.
That
Now,
really helps a lot.
I think Moultrie Douglas is actually this week. I believe they are. And I think they actually have a tractor pull like Friday or Saturday night, so.
The other one thing that we haven't even said yet is that there's a really cool thing about the Coles County Fair. It's the longest continuous fair in the state of Illinois. I mean, you guys got to be proud about that, right?
That's amazing. Yeah. That's 100 and. I
Well,
can't. I don't.
1854, you can
Right.
make, you can do the math for us,
I
but,
did not go
yeah.
to the for math.
yeah. So, that,
Jackson, your math skills, 1854 would be what?
Actually, ironically, I was a math kid growing up, but like I feel like as I've become the further I words are hard. Like the further, like the more and more years I get out of high school, like the less and less like basic.
Ramin comes through 171. This is the 171st continuous
There you
fair.
go.
See, that's what we do.
Awesome.
See, you'll be around to see the 200th.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But the other thing is not just being the longest continuous. That's a great thing. Don't get me wrong. But what makes the Coles County Fair so unique? Why should people check it out starting this coming Sunday?
Well, I think it's our community. We have a great community, and it's a tradition with a lot of families to go to the fair. So, I mean, when you go to the fair, you always think of a lemonade shake-up, having a good time, horse races, livestock shows. There's something for everybody, and just a good time.
Thomas?
I think the 4-H is a big draw too. I mean, they come in on Sunday and they finish Thursday night with their auction. Very well supported. It's just amazing that the community and all the business come out and buy those kids livestock, and most generally they give them back to them.
And it's not just livestock. There's plants, vegetables. What else
yeah,
is in there that
yeah.
you can see? And all kind of animals.
That's right. There's some other projects that 4-H kids have done that they let them auction. I think we've had 4 or 5 of those specialties before the livestock last couple of years.
So there's cow, swine, pig, and I guess it's rabbits,
Chickens,
Goats,
yeah,
That's
goats,
what they got.
Yeah.
sheep.
yeah.
And can people go in and see the animals and get close to them, or what's
Oh,
the
sure,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
For sure.
How do you work with local businesses, authorities, police, and security to make sure this thing runs every day for that 8-day run?
Just really good communications. We have a great police department. We let them train their canine out at the fairgrounds, and they reciprocate back to us, and with plenty of security and plenty of patrolmen out there on duty. We just have a good relationship. We just try to build up the community relationship.
Yeah, the Charleston police are out there. They're present all the time when the fair's going on. There's one somewhere walking around, or 2 or 3 of them. And sometimes we need them.
Oh, yeah, there's things happen all the
It
time.
just
right?
happens.
Crazy world we live in.
Yeah.
What do you think the fair's economic value is? Have anybody thought about like how much money it brings into Coles County for that run, or an estimate or an idea?
There's been some studies on that, and I know I don't have any figures for you, but yeah, it brings in a huge amount of money.
We had 30,000 come through the gate last year, and that's pretty good compared to there's only 50-some thousand for the whole, population of Coles County. So we're more than 2/3 of the population is coming through the gates.
I know in the past, Tom used to always say, Tom Jones, the late Tom Jones used to always say that, people plan their family reunions, their class
Right.
reunions, are out coming to the fair. People still do that, and you talk about that.
I'm sure they do. I mean, it's just a part of the community. Like, it's a big part. It's just a good time.
It's a family affair, and I've noticed, the parents both work today, most of them. The moms are not at home. Used to, you brought your lunch with you, bought a picnic, the whole family came, spent the day. And that's not the issue anymore. Our carnival doesn't open until 5 because there's not that many people out there during the
So
daytime.
it's really a nighttime event mostly for that?
Yes, it is.
Okay. How do you incentivize, or how do you get all the kids to do the stuff for the 4-H? Is that the schools, or is that the ag background, or how do they, because there's a lot of them that show up in that 4-H tent
I think the leaders help do that, the 4-H leaders.
at the schools?
Yeah, the 4-H clubs,
And the auction, that's a great incentive, when you can sell a pig for 4 or 5 times what you paid for it. I think that's a great incentive for him to do a good job, yeah.
And then Tom kind of slid that in there, that sometimes they don't even take the pig.
Yeah,
Right?
a lot of them just give it back to, and especially the small animals like the rabbits and the chickens and the goats and stuff. Hardly ever the buyers ever take them with them.
That's real. Yeah, I love this community sometimes when you think about what Mattoon just went through, and when you hear stories like that. Now, I don't know if you know this answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Obviously, with the barn fire and the tragedy of that, that farm, will some of the proceeds from this fair go to pay for that, or is there going to be a special fund set up where people can donate to replace the barn?
We're just kind of waiting and seeing exactly where we're going to be at.
Okay.
We've had a lot of community out support everybody wants to help build it, and provide some financial backing for the fair on that. We just kind of have to wait and see where we're going to be at.
Do you know how much is the estimated cost? Is there insurance involved will help out? Or?
We do have insurance, but unbelievable, like a barn like that was valued at $225,000. So that's incredible, you know. And so we'll have depreciation, and then we have to, we'll have to find a builder, and it'll be a process.
And will it be, we'll get to that later. I was gonna say, does it have to be a newer code or updated code or anything?
I'm sure we'll have to probably follow the codes, yeah.
And newer ones, right?
Right.
When you think of the Coles County Fair, what's the most popular events, attractions, and why do you think those have always been that? When you think about the fair from a personal point of
In
view,
numbers in the grandstand, it'd be the bull riding.
bull riding.
Yep. And the Queen pageant always pretty well fills up too. But the bull riding, I can't remember when the grandstand was not full.
Wow.
And the demo derby usually full.
Vendor wise, everybody loves to talk about fair food, and we always do the show at noon, and it makes you hungry right now. But what kind of vendors can people expect in food and all the special stuff?
We have a full line of vendors. I mean, every kind of fair food you can imagine is there, and we have a lot of local people, local vendors.
And it seems like food trucks are kind of the new thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of the local food trucks going to be there, or the same type.
Those food trucks don't like the fair because they're tied down for a week,
Oh, okay.
7 or 8 days. They like the 1-day gigs. So as far as the food trucks you're seeing in Coles County, I don't believe you'll see them there.
Okay. Well, you learn something every day. I just thought that would have been natural, but I guess
Yeah.
To me, it'd be easier to set up for one place for 8 days than 8 places. for
Yeah.
8 days. Call me a fool, right, Tom? There you go. Fairground rules. What should people do, not do? Dogs, pets, all that kind of stuff.
Common sense, there's some common sense.
That's how we go over it.
No guns.
Yeah, no guns.
Yep.
No alcohol.
Yeah,
Respect all the rules of parking and stuff. We have a lot of trouble with the parking. They get parked in the fire lanes down by the horse barns, and we have to get them moved. And
be patient. A lot of people trying to come in at once.
Pets are a no-no, I take it?
We prefer, I think it's, nowadays I think it's different with pets, but I don't think there's an issue.
no,
Yeah.
we've never turned anybody
Right.
away that was leading their dog with them.
Right.
What do you each get asked the most on the street or at Joey's place or wherever? What do people ask you about the fair the most?
Well, they always want to know, when is the fair before it comes out, in March and April. And then the big topic has been the horse fire. And it's a sad event, terrible loss of life of the horses. But, we always, we get I get mixed returns and mixed reviews. People, I hope there's a lot of planning that goes involved in the fair. And we do our very best. We're all volunteers. We're not paid. Our pay doesn't go up much for working overtime. But we just try to do our very best and try to make it a great family fun for everybody.
Huh?
There's been a lot of requests for a new carnival, and we've got the new carnival coming.
Right.
And I think there'll be a lot more people there for the purpose of the carnival, and having armbands every night. We used to have to beg the Schwer Amusements to have our armbands 2 or 3 nights, and I don't understand that. You don't have to buy the armband, but it's a bargain.
Yeah, it's similar too. When you think about
Yeah,
it, you're not
you
going
just-
back and forth.
Right.
Mom, can I have $5 more bucks?
Yeah, just grab an armband and ride all night,
Yeah.
Anything that we missed? We have about 5 minutes left here, or 4 minutes left with Mark Grant and Tom Niemeyer from the Coles County Fair 2025, which all gets underway July 27th. It goes through the next weekend, August 2nd. So anything that we forgot that you want to talk about?
Did you want Mark to sing?
Mark?
No. Oh, please, no.
I actually do have a quick question for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So with regards to the tractor pull demolition derby, what are some of the requirements you have to meet in order for to register for said events, or how does that registration process work?
Oh, you have to register and you have to check in. Like the farm class, they measure your drawbar. The trucks, they check all the safety rules, chain underneath the drive shaft and things like that. And then, of course, the bigger tractors have to meet the IPTA rules. So they're already pre-qualified.
Okay. I'm going to go back. I know that you guys probably don't want to talk about the barn fire as much, but it was such big news, and the good news is the fair's going on. I was I thought, did they find, I thought there was one other horse that got away. Did they track that horse down?
Well, I'm not for sure. I know there were
I didn't
6
know if
horses.
that news ever came out.
Yeah, at one time, there was a horse loose, and I haven't heard either.
Yeah, I just wonder if you guys know.
Yeah, I think everything's been accounted for.
Yeah.
All the horses have been accounted for.
Okay, cool.
And
That just made me wonder, because
Yeah.
I knew, one time I said there was 5 horse deaths and 2 were missing. I was hoping that 7th horse was found.
I think-
There were six,
Yeah, there were
six.
six in the dog.
And a dog,
Yeah.
So, wow, what a time. Let's go to rapid fire questions, and we'll go Tom first, and then Mark. All right. How many fairs do you think you've attended in your life?
How many fairs have I attended? Well, I probably started when I was little, so if I started then, it'd be 79 of them.
79 fairs.
Yeah.
wow, I don't know. Our family was involved in showing livestock ever since I was a kid, so I hundreds, I'm sure.
Okay.
My mom and dad went every year, every day, for years and years, even in their 80s. I mean, it was just, they do it. They went to the fair, got something to eat, sat around, talked to some people, went home.
There you go. Your favorite fair food? What is Tom Niemeyer going to have for sure at the fair? What's your first thing you're going to go get?
Oh, that's a hard question.
No, that's why I mean.
Yeah. Probably a lemon shake-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, probably a living shake-up and a corn dog. Yeah.
Jackson, want to get in there? Something you got to have at the fair?
They typically some fairs have like the sweet teas stand, so that's typically the first thing I go for. So something called the sweet teas, sweet tea and Jesus, whatever it is. It's
You're a tea
but-
man. That's all right.
yeah. Actually, I used to be more of a coffee man, but college made me a tea man.
Big Al's has already got their 2 stands set up out there.
Oh,
They
yeah.
they do that early because he's on his way. Well, he's in Wisconsin by now. I talked to him yesterday evening.
That's kind of a tradition. Is there anything you'd love to see come or be added to the fair in future years that's just kind of that pipe dream thing? You know?
I really wished we could have a concert, a big concert of some kind, but we don't have the seating for it. We don't have the funds to fund it, so I don't think it'll ever happen. That's the question we get asked a lot. You know, why don't you have a concert? Why don't you have a concert?
Mark, what about you?
That's about the same thing. We go over and over and over. We talk about that a lot in the meetings. About a big name concert.
All right. Has there been a favorite all-time fair act or event that you just can't get out of your mind? That you couldn't. It was so great. Nothing.
When I was a kid, it used to be the Joey Chitwood Show.
I remember. Yeah.
It was amazing, you know. It was maybe it was just because I was young, but it was amazing to watch that guy do the craziest stuff.
Your favorite animal at the fair? Which one do you like to watch the most? In the 4-H or the horses or anything? Huh?
You're the livestock man.
Oh, I would say, well, you know, it's amazing to watch the amount of work that goes into a lot of livestock to bring them to the fair. But I think the amazing thing is to watch these horses that race. You know, it's kind of hard to tell a horse. You have to know, like, their heart. You know, I mean, if they want to race, it's in their heart. You know.
There we go.
So
We're about out of time. I appreciate Mark Grant and Tom Niemeyer from the Coles County Fair 2025 coming in today. Jackson, welcome to the show. Jackson will be with us in the fall, summer and fall.
Yes, sir.
So appreciate it. Coles County Fair begins July 27th and runs through August 2nd at the Coles County Fairgrounds in Charleston. We are WEIU.